Alright, here we are, another tire change video, in which I'm not 100% prepared for, but here we go. So what I got here is a Dunlop MX53. It's a medium to firm, and I used it for practice, right? Because you get a lot of rides out of a 53. It's not exactly my favorite race tire, but it's a great practice tire. You'll get numerous rides. Hard terrain and everything else. Works really good for you. Doesn't wear out very quickly. My favorite, honestly, is the MX3S. They discontinued it. I have one saved back. And I was looking at some articles the other day and read online, which I even thought it when the very first time I saw it. They said that AT81 is modeled after the 756, and I even thought that after I saw that pattern the very first time. I thought, wow, that kind of reminds me of the old 756, which I loved. So here we are, we're going to test out. We're going to do some riding tomorrow at an intermediate to soft track. So I thought that I would test it out, see how it does in a moto situation. You know, there's a lot of common ground between woods, off-road, enduro, GNCC, and moto. You know, it's not that distant. You can go ride about anywhere and have common territory, common parts. So here we are again. I'm going to go over the tire change. 2 spokes, both sides of the bead lock, right? Push down, opposite side, go over, go over. Now it'll stay there. Now that you did that, okay? And then here's the stem, the valve stem. So I'm going to do it next, get it free and clear. Okay. And then I'm going to go about every 2 to 3 spokes, right? Maybe a few more after you get a good feel for it. There you go, got that whole side busted. Second verse, same as the first. But I'm going to body into it there one time. 2 spokes over from the bead lock, both sides. Butt's kind of, or not butt, but hips are kind of pushing on it. And there you go, it'll stay. Then here's the valve stem the other way, because I flipped it over. And then 2 to 3 spokes, 2 to 3 spokes, 4 to 5 right there. Now that I got it pretty much dismounted, I'm going to get a big bite right there in the center. Get that air gap right there. I can put my hand all the way down through it, right? When you can do that, you know you can do this. And boom. You're off. Okay, wheel goes back on the stand. Tire at this point is just the right shape already. It's got just enough leftover air and body left to it. I'm going to dig through my little belly pocket and my papoose. Blow on that, make sure there's no dirt or dust on it. Get my valve core tool, put my core back in. Okay. Take that tube out. My practice tire. Set it right here for a second. Now it's got enough dust left on it from the last time I put it in one. I'm not going to worry about baby powder in that one. Normally I would. You know what? I am a pocket knife guy. Why don't we use the right tool for the job, right? Wouldn't that make sense? Use the right tool for the job. So anyway, I got kind of high hopes, man. I always liked that 756. I felt like it developed throughout the day very well. You show up to a prep practice or a race day, you got thick, prepped up, tilled stuff, and that tire could swim through the deep and then develop with the day. As things firmed up and rutted up, that 756 still always did a great job following the ruts, having a good feel, good feedback to it. So I've got fairly high hopes. Right here I'm putting the chest on the top, and that makes it open up on the bottom. Right? Use my weight to my advantage. Okay. Now they're non-directional that I know of. This is the first one I've mounted, so I'm going to double check. I don't see Don't see any arrow, and it looks symmetrical, like forward and backward wouldn't matter. So now, another right tool for the job, right? You gotta have the right tool for the job for success. Okay. Spread that around. Just like that. I need to be slow down, take my time. I'm just going to lube up one side at a time there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put my valve stem in. Okay. Sometimes that strip gets a little bit in the way. You got to make sure that strip's in the right spot. And then I'm going to push bead rim lock. And I fell back out over here. There we go. Okay, now it's tucked under the rim lock. It's poking out of the stem hole. I'm going to put a little body weight towards it. And then I'm just going to take my time, nice and easy. Give it a little right there. Give it a little right there. Boom, right there, just like that. Now double check my valve stem, make sure it's like the way I want to see, nice and straight. And then again, right tool for the job. About a marble's worth is what I'd call that. If anybody remembers marbles. Grab that marble and just pull that marble on around. Alright? Easy peasy. Try to get that inside lip too a little bit. Drop a marble. Alright. Bead lock's right there. Stem's right here. I'm going to run around and make it the last piece of the puzzle. Right? And honestly, I can just do like that. Get it started. And put my handy dandy bead buddy in there. And then just work it with the spoon. I don't like putting the spoon in any more often than I have to. And these are pretty big bites because I'm accustomed to doing it. I'm going about 4 spokes. So for somebody that doesn't do a whole lot of them, I would suggest just 2 spokes at a time. And here we are at the bead lock. I'm going to take my time. Right as I think it's going to tuck in. Right there, just like that. Okay. Right there. And then the last bite, usually, you can just kind of give it a push, usually. Let me get my tool out of there. Tool wasn't doing a whole lot right then. Alright, last bite. Oh, it's tight. It gets tight like that, you gotta check the other side. Make sure everything's down out of the way. There it goes, just like that. Nice and easy. The biggest thing is just to know when to take your time. And the newer you are at doing it, the more time you need to take. That's the biggest thing. Handy dandy cordless Ryobi. Super handy. Okay, I put about 18 pounds in it. And get my gauge, I'll drain it back down. I forgot to grab that. Double check it's beaded up all the way around. Sure is, beaded up all the way around. I went a little extra. This is 18 pounds. It probably beaded closer to 15 pounds is all it took. The lube is good, man. And women. Women and men. Men and women. I'm gonna leave about 14 and a half in it and test it at that pressure first and see how it feels. But high hopes for it, man. High hopes for sure. So put my cap on, back the nut up against the cap. That way if it moves and starts tilting, I can see that as a warning. A warning that I need to get back in there and do a little more maintenance if that happens. It doesn't happen though. The paste dries and it dries kind of tacky. So it really helps with that. I keep a good eye on my rim lock to make sure it's in good condition. And the stuff is good. I'm gonna get that a little bit more. The stuff is good. Slippery when it's wet. Nice and tacky when it's dry. You know, now I'm gonna clean it back off. Always give it that last one once more over and check all my spokes while I'm doing it, while I'm at it. Yeah. I'm excited, man. Totally excited. Good stuff. Have a great day. It's 4th of July, man. Happy 4th. Keep all your fingers and toes. Be careful.